What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome back to the Warframe video. Today we got another episode of This Week in Warframe, where we go over the entire weekly reset, and basically what you can expect as a Warframe player this week. We've got the big Jade Shadows dev stream, and some other stuff happening this week, so let's get right into it. Before we do, make sure to sub this channel. We do daily Warframe video uploads, got plenty of build videos planned for next week, and forward, also some news videos, discussion videos, and the like. So you're in the right place for Warframe content. I'll also be live on stream right after this video goes up, doing the Elite Archimedea, Archon Hunt, and all those other things. So come on, stop at the live stream channel if you've not already. Let's get right into it with the first weekly reset item at Teshin. So yes, Jade Shadows dev stream will be on Friday, and there's an Umbra Forma Twitch drop available. Oh, looks like they're taking a little bit of time here to reset this stuff. Okay, it just reset. So we have the 3x Forma bundle from Teshin for 75 Steel Essence. If that's worth it to you, go ahead and grab it. I'm probably not going to grab that. And the Kuva and relics down here probably haven't reset yet either, but yeah, I think they accidentally pushed back the weekly reset like a couple minutes here, so it is a little bit later than expected, unfortunately. But let's go to the Dorma Zone for the Pathos Clamps items and see what we have there as well. And yeah, guys, the Elite Archimedea is going to reset on every Sunday, and I'm actually pretty excited about it this week. Let's hope that it's a pretty challenging mission. I haven't actually seen a survival mission yet from these Elite Archimedeas, so let's hope that there's one of those this week. I know there was one for like a glitched out reset, but they had to fix that, so. And also, yes, the Jade Shadows dev stream will be on Friday. We'll be seeing Protea Prime in-game, as well as her weapons, so like the Okina Prime and the Velox Prime, we'll be seeing that in-game as well. And I'm assuming they're going to talk about the Jade Shadows event, too, which will be another Energized Arcane event. Alright, but as far as what we got up here at Archides Wares, we got a Primary Arcane Adapter, Companion Riven Mod, Exilus Warframe Adapter, Rifle Riven, and 5,000 Kuva, all for Pathos Clamps. So if you want to drop some Pathos Clamps on that, be my guest. I don't usually use Pathos Clamps on these, to be honest. And it's not really the most exciting stuff anyway. But you know what is exciting this week? We got some of the best Incarnons in all of Warframe this week. We got some really, really powerful ones, but we'll go over those after the Elite Archimedea, because I'm actually kind of curious to see what mission types we've got for the Elite Archimedea this week. Alright, so going to the Sanctum Anatomica. Now, if you don't have this mission unlocked we're about to go over, it does require rank 5 with this Kavia Syndicate. And I actually learned earlier this week, the weekly Archon Shard from Bird 3 also requires rank 5 with the Kavia Syndicate, okay? So, as far as the Shard at Bird 3, let's go over to Shiny Treasures. And it will be right here. So that is going to require rank 5. It's a blue Shard this week from Bird 3. But for your Elite Archimedea, let's see what we got. Oh my gosh, did I finally get a good frame for this? I got the Bronco again. Okay, well, as far as what modifiers and mission types you got, I did call it. We got a survival. And I've actually got some good tips for you on this Mir Defense I'm seeing here. Okay, but first off, we got the survival mission, and the modifiers are going to be hostile support. The life support tower delivery system is disabled. Necromechs will spawn every 90 seconds and drop 6 life support modules when killed. So the normal life support towers for survival are not going to appear. If you want to get life support drops, you need to either kill enemies or kill these mechs that will drop 6 life support. So be ready to kill a good amount of mechs. And I'm hoping this is only a 5-minute survival, but it might be a 10-minute. I'm hoping it's 5-minute, though. As far as additional negative modifiers, we've got hostile regeneration. Enemies will slowly regenerate health. And for the Elite Archimedea modifier, you got your good old favorite vampire clouds. The Vampire Luminous are back, and they will hunt you down and drain your health. So I've got Dante this week, thankfully, so that'll be good with my Overguard. I'll be providing to everybody. That's going to be great for me, but hopefully you have a thing that can actually either stun these things or face tank them, because, yeah, they are vulnerable to, like, crowd control, like Gloom and things like that. For the Mir Defense, we're going to have, so reminder, if you watched my video a couple days ago, the Necromechs no longer deal that much damage to the defense objective in here, but additionally, you can use the Ancient Healer Spectre to make the defense objective even more tanky. Spectres in general are just good for this, unless there is a gear embargo modifier, which doesn't seem to be active this week. But as far as the mission, or the modifiers on the Mir Defense, we've got Glyph Inflation. The security system requires twice as many Vosphine glyphs to activate. So you need to grab 100 glyphs to heal this thing and create like the radiation towers. Now they did also buff the heal, so the heal should be a lot more substantial this week. But yeah, with this modifier, you need to grab 100 glyphs per heal. That's pretty extreme. Additionally, all enemies have Overguard equal to 50% of their maximum health. So be aware of that. They will be pretty tanky enemies, and CC will be a lot less useful as they're going to all have Overguard. The Elite Archimedea modifier is Fortified Foes. Guardian Eximus units may be encountered, including Guardian Eximus mechs. So when you're hitting that button, be aware there might be a really, really tanky mech getting spawned. At least it will do a lot less damage to the objective compared to last week. So yeah, Spectres can really help here a lot. And your final mission is going to be the boss fight against the Shattered One. And as far as the modifiers here, Restless Tide. The Fragmented Tide never stops attacking. So it's just be a constant barrage of lasers and like bombardments and all that. So get ready to be, either dodging attacks or face-taking attacks. Again, I'm going to have Dante this week, so I'm going to be hopefully having a pretty straightforward, easy time. Other two modifiers here. For the non-elite, we got the Myopic Munitions. Enemies only take damage if a player is within 15 meters of them. So you're going to be up close and personal, getting bombarded by lasers. And the final modifier is Post-Mortal Surges. Slain enemies explode with void energy. I was told the enemies explode on your character, not actually where the enemy died. So be aware of that. You need to be constantly moving if you are getting kills in this mission. So those are pretty annoying. And as far as the personal modifiers, we got Fractured Armor. Each casting an ability reduces armor by 10% for 10 seconds. I don't know if that stacks, but yeah, casting an ability will reduce your armor. Abbreviated abilities, again, so this is the same as last week. 75% reduced duration on abilities. Now that's not minus 75, it's minus 75 of your total duration. So if you have 300% duration, it'd be like chopping off a giant chunk of that. But yeah, it's not just minus 75, it's minus 75% overall. Transference Distortion, so no operators allowed. Oh, I really don't like this one. But yeah, no operators allowed, so you will need to be doing things like providing energy to yourself with no operator. Now keep in mind, you will have those energy pads and all the gear available this week. But yeah, no operators allowed this week, unfortunately. And the final one is Ammo Deficit. Ammo restored by drops and gear is reduced by 75%. So if you have Incarnons, like I have the Bronco Incarnon this week, those can be pretty good on ammo, but my primaries aren't looking too great. So I'll be using Dante, it looks like, or Calervo, with melees, and the Bronco is going to be my gun again this week as it was last week. So you guys have good luck with that. Reminder, you don't have to do every single modifier. The only reason you do every single modifier is to unlock the Elite Archimedea in the first place, and also if you want 50 Phosphor again, and the one-time Cosmetic, which doesn't really even look that good. So guys, don't feel obligated to do every single modifier if you don't want to. And again, this stuff does require rank 5 with the Kavia Syndicate. Alright, so that's enough of that. Let's go over the Incarnons for this week. And yes, so as far as other things happening this week in Warframe, there is a double affinity booster weekend starting right after the dev stream on, actually it starts right before the dev stream on Friday. So that's going to be, giving you double affinity. I think there is still a double credit. Yeah, so for 15 hours, 51 more minutes, there's a double credit event on Fortuna from the Profit Taker. But yeah, it's only for the next 15 hours, so not exactly like a big, and it's not, doesn't work in the index, obviously, because it's only on Fortuna. Now, as far as your Daviri stuff, for the normal circuit, we've got Ivara, Inaros, and Titania. Now, this Titania and Inaros are quest frames. Ivara is coming from spy missions, but some players just don't like farming spy missions, so you're honestly good with any of these to choose. But the Titania Helmet ability, Spellbind, is pretty underrated. It basically gives you a status immunity as long as you target yourself with it, so that can be like a mini Prime Sure-Footed. The Helmet ability of Inaros is Desiccation, basically easy finishers in a cone. And the Helmet ability of Ivara is Quiver, but it only does the Cloaking Arrow and the Noise Arrow, I believe. So it's basically just a Cloaking Arrow. So as far as which ones I recommend to you, really whatever one you want. Like, you probably should get either one of the quest frames, because to get a duplicate of these is kind of annoying. But we do have Prime versions of these frames nowadays, so you're good on whatever one you want to choose. I'd say I'd probably go for, I'd probably go for Ivara, actually. I think Ivara has the best helmet out of all of them. And also Ivara is probably my favorite out of those three, although Titania is really good for speedrunning. Just Titania Primes is what I normally recommend to players, because in the Void, Titania gets more energy from Death Orbs. Very big deal. Alright, moving on to the circuit. As I stated earlier, we have some of the best Incarnons in all of Warframe here. We'll be going over which ones I'd recommend you pick up. But really quick, if you haven't played in a while, you can now choose to take things like Kuva or Rivens instead of Incarnons if you already have all these Incarnons unlocked and want to get some additional reward from playing the circuit. But yes, we have the Taurid Incarnon, the Dual Toxicist Incarnon, the Dual Ichor Incarnon, the Miter Incarnon, and the Atomos Incarnon. Funny enough, these are all really, really good, but one of them's going to have to be the worst this week. So don't get mad if I say that your favorite one is not the best. But let's go ahead and talk about the Taurid Incarnon. If you watched my Ash Prime video for level 10,000s yesterday, I did use the Taurid Incarnon in that video. And it wasn't even like a fully optimized build, and it can still kill level multiple thousands so easily. But as far as what this one does, It is a infested grenade launcher, and in the Incarnon form, it becomes a chaining toxin beam. This thing can chain to lots of enemies and does lots of damage. It also has lots of crit chance and crit damage, too. Some of the best Incarnons on this thing can give it massive crit or massive status chance or even hybrid. I usually go with the hybrid one, to be honest. But yes, it's basically just the best beam weapon in the game. I would highly recommend this one. It's maybe like even the #1 recommendation this week if you're looking for a good Incarnon primary. Very good one right here, very good damage. And the ribbons are very expensive for a reason, because this thing is extremely powerful and extremely useful. Another one that's extremely glowing reviews from me is the Dual Toxicist Incarnon. Remember we were just talking about level 10,000s? Well, here you go. Another level 10,000 Slayer right here. The Dual Toxicist Incarnon. The Incarnon form for this one makes it into a full auto ricochet pistol. And that basically means it will go for multiple enemies per bullet. And that's very good for ad clear. And it also has very good single target damage too. So on the top tier Incarnons of this thing are going to give you massive critical chance. And additionally, there's a not even top tier Incarnon here on ability cast plus 5% multi-shot. Stacks up to 20 times. So a built-in 100% extra multi-shot just because you're casting abilities. So really good. And yeah, this is actually probably the best pistol in the whole game right here. So yeah, and I consider it better than the Latum a lot of the time too. So you're going to want this one for sure. The Dual Ichor Incarnon, probably one of the best Incarnon melees in the whole game. Like as far as like non-stat stick. As far as non-stat sticks, probably the actual best Incarnon melee. But yeah, you know, that's because I'm calling the Ceramic Dagger a stat stick. But yes, this one will create toxin clouds on enemy kill. So that means you can basically make it like and it also proc the modded elements you have on your weapon. So if you have like a viral build on there, you will make viral clouds on kill. If you had a corrosive build, corrosive on kill, etc., etc. So that's really powerful. And also the single target damage on this thing is pretty good too. You can use this to kill level 10,000 Thrax. I've done it before as well. And yeah, just a really, really good one. And that's going to be the problem this week, is everything is so good, what are you going to choose? It's going to really be up to you, but I'll give you my recommendations as well at the end of which one's the best. Another one that is really good is the Miter Incarnon. The Incarnon form on this thing makes the saw blade launcher release homing, bouncing fire saw blades that are really powerful. And additionally, there's a special augment mod for this thing called Neutralizing Justice. If you ever get annoyed by nullifier bubbles, this will make it where nullifier bubbles no longer exist as long as you shoot at them. And that does work on the Incarnon form. So you can break 20 nullifier bubbles in the simulacrum with one bullet with this thing. So really powerful. And of course, it'd all be dead because it does so much damage too. Since this thing is so heavily crit focused, you can kill acolytes in one saw blade as well. So it's really going to be up to you if you want to go like for this amazing primary or this amazing primary. I think the Tord's a little bit easier to use because the Tord can build Incarnon shots or Incarnon charge off body shots. This one requires headshots, unfortunately. So yeah, you probably should go over this the next time this comes around. But yeah, this is still a really, really good one. And like I said, we have to pick one of them that's just not going to be the best this week. And even though this thing is really, really good, the Atomos Incarnon is probably my choice for the weakest this week. Or rather, the least useful. How about that? The least useful this week because it's actually partially it being so powerful. Just like the Miter Incarnon and the Dual Toxicist Incarnon, this requires headshots to build the Incarnon meter. And it is a chaining fire beam, basically. The Incarnon form on this thing makes it a grenade launcher. But unfortunately, the grenade launcher only has blast damage, does not have any built-in fire. So if you're using the Cascadia Flare Arcane, you can only build charge really off of your primary shot, unless you have the Incarnon form modded for fire as well, which not everybody has that. But yeah, if you do still want to get this thing, it is having some pretty good Incarnon choices, like getting increased base critical damage if you have high energy, and also a beam range increase, and just big crit. So if you are like a newer player that had the Atomos MR5, like I used to back in the day, you could make your Incarnon, you're almost a level, maybe not level 10,000, you could use a level 10,000, but a Steel Path viable beam pistol right here. Now, as far as my overall recommendations for the week as the top priorities, it's going to be the Tord and the Dual Tox, two of the best weapons in the whole game. But let's say you already have a pistol you really like, or you really already have a primary you really like. You couldn't go wrong with the Dual Ichor either, or even the Miter if you want to take care of some acolytes and some nullifier bubbles. But yeah, my #1 and #2 recommendations would be these two amazing weapons right here. Two of my go-to level 10,000 weapons, especially the Dual Toxicist, honestly, probably the best secondary in the game. It's so good I have to stop myself from using it sometimes because I use it in so many videos. So good luck getting these guys. You should probably grind them both out this week because they're not going to be back for like at least over a month after this. But yeah, really, really good stuff. Let's move on to the Archon Hunt, and we'll go over the Nightwave stuff as well. For your Archon Hunt, we got the Owl Archon with the blue Archon Shard, and the mission types will be Exterminate, Interception, and the final boss showdown. good luck getting that blue Tau Shard, which can become things like green Tau Shards or purple Tau Shards, which are really nice. Alright, as far as the Nightwave, let's go over the Nightwave Challenges. Now, we don't know when the Nightwave is ending. Maybe DE could talk about it on the dev stream on Friday, because we've been on this Nightwave for many months, so I'm hoping that we get a new Nightwave announcement sometime soon. That would be great if they could announce that on Friday. As far as your challenges, though, Eternal Guardians, the first weekly, complete 2 Void Armageddon missions. Yikes. I don't like doing those. Skeletons in the Closet. Kill 50 Dax enemies in Deviri. Okay, that's not too many of them. That's basically most enemies on Deviri are Dax, so we basically get 50 kills in Deviri. Kill the Profit Takers, your first Elite Weekly. Like I said, there's still a double credit thing going on for the Profit Taker, so go get an easy million credits from killing that thing. The Price of Freedom. Free 1 captured Solaris using a Granum Crown. If you've never done that before, basically the Treasurer enemies in Corpus missions drop these coins, and there's captured Solaris in the mission. You can go free with that coin to get some rep, and also you'll get some Nightwave rep as well while you're at it. And your permanent weeklies are always going to be here. Kill 30 Eximus. Complete 15 missions, and kill 500 enemies. Super, super straightforward. Alright, let's see our Nightwave store this week. Got your evergreen stuff at the top as always. Garuda Bathory helmet, pretty nice. And of course, these helmets are subjective. If you like any of these, feel free to pick them up. I've got some new build videos coming out this week, guys, for Frost, Lavos, Mirage, etc., etc. So I got plenty of good ones on the way. Alright, we got the EMP Aura Aura mod, Shield Disruption, Energy Siphon, Physique, and Holster Amp. As far as which ones to buy, Holster Amp's pretty good, as is Energy Siphon. EMP Aura, Shield Disruption, and Physique are pretty much not used at all. Actually, people use Physique if they have nothing else, I've noticed. But yeah, Holster Amp and Energy Siphon are much better than those. As far as your Mastery stuff this week, got the Pangolin Sword Normal Blueprint and a Dark Dagger Blueprint. And for Conclave Augment mods, you got Deceptive Bond for Loki, Purging Slash for Excal, Rumbled for Atlas, and Ambush Optics for the Rubico. Apparently, Rumbled for Atlas gives you Overguard nowadays. Yep, it does. I have not used this in a long time. None of these are really that worth picking up, though. Alright, so let's go over the invigorations in the back of the ship, so we can get some big damage buffs this week, hopefully. And yeah, guys, so don't forget to grab the weekly wares from Iron Wake and also Archimedea and Yanta on the Zeramon if you have that unlocked. Okay, so let's see what we got. Now, these are random per week per player. If you want to unlock this stuff, rank 5 with the Necrolisk Syndicate, or you could buy it in the market for like 300 or 500 plat. Alright, see what we got. So for Frost, we got secondary damage and heal rate. The Frost video I made is level 10,000 Frost, and I did use a secondary for some damage in there, so this would have been great, but also that would have been kind of cheating if I had this in the video. We were already doing like 10 million damage per damage tick, so it's kind of fine. But yeah, good one for Frost. For Vauban, we got ability, duration, and energy rate. That's pretty nice. I don't really play Vauban that much, but I'm pretty sure duration's really good on him, and energy rate's always nice. And for Nidus, we got melee critical chance on 1,000 health. That's pretty good for endo farming, I suppose. But yeah, not really the most exciting invigorations this week. But that's good because there's no double credit weekend. I want to use this on Chroma anyway, so... The double affinity weekend will be starting on Friday. The dev stream will be starting on Friday. I'll have a dev stream prediction video up on Thursday. And guys, I really appreciate all the support on the channel recently. I'll be live on stream very soon going over all this stuff. I hope I didn't forget anything. There's so many things to go over these weekly reset videos nowadays, but I'm really glad that you guys are enjoying them as much as I enjoy making them. So I'll see you in the next one. New video tomorrow, stream very soon, and you guys take it easy. Peace!